So there are 5 mistakes that I always see people making when starting a serviced accommodation business. It is such a low-hanging fruit. It's such a easy enough business to start that a lot of people just often go into it without planning at all. So here are the 5 mistakes that I often find that people make and that you should certainly make sure that you are trying to avoid before starting a service accommodation business. Okay, so let's get into this. So what's the very first point? The first thing is not doing a thorough enough market research. This is so crucial. And really, there isn't any reason why anyone in service accommodation should be doing this, because we are so blessed. Not a lot of businesses have this ability, but we are so blessed that we're actually able to pre-analyze a location before going into it. All the data is there. We've got all of these platforms that allows us to see what other people have been generating in this location. We're also able to see what's going to be driving traffic to this location. Why would someone actually want to come here? What's the attraction here? And then once we understand that, coupled with the data, we can then decide if this market makes sense or if it doesn't make sense. But a lot of times what people do, because they're just struggling or just desperate to find a property, is wherever that property comes up, they just tend to go for it. Now, we have turned down, many opportunities to actually work in areas because we just thought it doesn't work. There was a lady, for example, just a couple of weeks ago, who was begging us to actually take on a property and manage it. I had to say to her, look, we would love to do it. This is our business. We grow by bringing on more properties. But it wouldn't be fair on you, nor would it be worth our time to go into this particular location because the numbers just do not stack up. Now, what I would do if I was you is I would just put it on and generate what you can by doing it yourself as a homeowner. But for us as a commercial entity, as a business, it just doesn't work. Now, the reality is when you actually do that with people, you build a certain level of credibility that they're definitely going to want to come back to you, or they're going to refer other people to you because they know if you decide to take on those properties from people, it's coming from a place of integrity and they're not convinced and confident that that property is actually going to generate what we're telling them it's going to generate. So never ever go into a location without doing the market research and understanding and making sure that it's actually going to work. So that's the very first thing. The second thing is underestimating the startup cost. Once again, this is something that a lot of people tend to do. And it then gives a bad name to the industry because, you go in there, you manage to, convince a landlord or an investor to actually work with you. And then when it comes to setting up, you're not quite sure what it was going to cost. And now you're running around trying to find this investment without actually having a clear understanding before and preparing yourself. Sometimes there might be things like furniture cost. Things like just, actually refurbishment, because not all properties are just going to be perfect flats, all done up, and the landlord goes, hey, there you go. Well, actually, oftentimes what happens is the landlord or the investor actually needs something. They need, okay, well, look, the property is not really up to scratch. I don't really want to invest in this property. So if this is an option and you're happy to do that, then you know what, let's make it happen. Oftentimes that's what you're going to be starting from. And when you do a good job for those people, then they're going to refer you, right? But you need to understand exactly what the startup costs are going to be. Now, they're not as a property investment strategy, and what you're able to make, it's actually not that high. But nonetheless, you need to understand it so you know exactly what you're going into. And then number 3, this is like business school 101. People don't have a business plan when they come into service accommodation. Why not? This is a business. If you're truly serious about this and you really want to make this into a business that is going to help change your life and the life of your future generations, then why would you not have a plan? Like the famous saying goes, if you fail to plan, then you are planning to fail. Why would you not have a business plan? So a lot of people go into service accommodation businesses without actually sitting down and saying, what do we want to generate? How many properties do we want to bring on every single month? Where do we want to be at the end of the year? What do we want to be generating? When and how are we going to make this passive? When are we going to start doing our first hires and bring people in? When are we going to branch out from our current location to different locations? This is a plan that you need to set out just like any other business. At the very, very minimum, it's going to motivate you when you feel like, wow, look at where we could actually be. But also it's going to give you those tangible steps that you need to be taking on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis as well. So absolutely crucial. Write a business plan for your business. Number 4, not having a strong online presence. Now, this is 2023. If you're not online, then you're pretty much not available. Right? Like, everybody needs to be online right now. There is no excuse really not to be online, and the barrier to actually getting online is now so low. Like, the cost of this is now so low. You know, having a common website, but also having a social media presence, let people know about you. You know, we're getting into the age now of personal brand. People need to know who you are, know you, like you, and trust you is the buzzword that's going around, you know, at the moment, right? Or the buzz phrase, shall I say, that's going around at the moment. People need to know who you are, because then they're going to trust your business. They're going to trust you because they've seen you consistently, you know, giving information, giving feedback, telling people what you're up to, what your business does, how you can help them, you know, how they can help themselves. And you're building that affinity to yourself and to your brand. But if you haven't got that, the next person who's got it, all the eyeballs are on them. So why would someone else come to you when they can go to that person? So it's crucially important that you build that online presence from now. And then number 5, it's not providing a high quality of customer service. In this business, it's called serviced accommodation, right? The service is crucially important. And in fact, you live and die by the service. You know, your property is rated just like Amazon. When you go on Amazon, here's what you do. You have a look at products that you're looking for, and then you scroll down, you look who's got the most reviews, you know, how many, you know, what's the star rating of those reviews that they've got. And then the best one with the most reviews is the one you're going to go for. It gives you a bit more certainty in that product, right? So it's all customer service based. So same with Airbnb, Booking.com. These guys are also giving you a star rating based on what other people are saying, based on what your guests have actually said. And then based on that, when people go on there and they have a look, they're going to pick between you or someone else who's got 5 stars, you got 3 stars, you're dead, right? Because they're going to go with that person that's got 5 star, 4.5, 4.8 all day, every day. Because a lot of people before them have told them what the quality of being with this person actually is. So not delivering a good customer service actually only hurts your business. I mean, from a standpoint, if you're offering service to someone, you should be looking to do that at the best of your ability anyway. But even if you're going to do it from a selfish standpoint, it's like, well, look, I need to do this for my business. So then do it. But a lot of people kind of go into this and not understanding that it's a service-based business, which means the quality of service that you're delivering has to be at a high level. But here's the good news. These are 5 simple things that if you haven't even implemented before, you can go and start implementing them now. So it's very easy for you to say, okay, well, you know what? Maybe this location that I've picked right now, maybe I'm starting to see the numbers don't quite work. What's the next location? Let me do the research and find out what location is actually going to be phenomenal. You know, now I've got a better understanding of my cost because I've done 1 or 2. Or what I'm actually going to do is speak to people, get myself educated and understand what a typical start-off cost would be. I can start right here, right now, start writing out a business plan for my business. I can set up an online presence if I haven't got one, start looking at other people, seeing what they're doing and emulate some of what they're doing. Or once again, get with someone who knows what they're doing and let that person train and educate you into how you could obviously build an online presence as well. And then quite simply, you know, pivoting to start providing a high quality of service is very easy. That's something you can start doing right now. Start paying more attention. Start being more attentive to your guests. Start being proactive as opposed to reactive. And all of a sudden, things are going to turn around for the business. So look, I hope this has been helpful. It's something that's been crucial, you know, to the growth of my business and to the growth of many successful people in this space that I know. So if you do start implementing these 5 things, then things will go very, very well for your service accommodation business. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you like this. Comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. What are the things that you've done that's actually helped improve your business? Or what are the things that you feel maybe you could actually do differently to help your business start to grow in a different direction as well? And do not forget to subscribe so we can get this channel really growing and getting the message out to as many people as possible. And I will see you all on the next video.